Because this was a little bit emergency change because at senior recital she was sick, and I really appreciate you're here, each of you who made it, and somebody who online right now. Thank you so much for being here and support Becca. And as a traditional, I like to talk a little bit about how, because students, you just talk about student when they're basically finishing their degree, and then of course she's telling me, you're going to talk about me so I can hear. So that was really cute. It's just, I don't know how to talk about her, because one thing I remember when I met her, it was in the first floor. I was just coming in, and then Becca is just really petite, like hello, I'm Rebecca, hello, and very soft. She spoke very soft, and I'm like, hi. So she was doing Rome, and she was interested to come here. And of course, I'm like, okay, so you'll be come and start in the fall. She was not planning at all. Seriously, it was not her plan, because she was not planning to come. It was just like she was just thinking about it, and she was still in the doing Rome and classes and homeschool, and so I would just basically make plan for her. She's coming, and she was like, everything has happened, and she was so excited to start. I met her mom, and everything was, 4 years ago, and start very beautiful long journey and very interesting journey, because Becca has very unique and gifted and talented person in different ways, and it was really wonderful to work with her, and same time discover other side of person, which is I do all the time with my students. because that's normal. When we work, it's a different degree for the any music degree, because you start kind of connected with students, like a personally becoming more close. And I call my kids, they are my kids, which is they're not my, but they are my, you know. You become like they're my kids, because it just become very, very close. We like become a beautiful big team and family. And Becca, the first, I think, let me tell you right now, the first big, like a big crash, like big, you know, you have like that transformation in your life. You have time when you like start doing something and like something needed, like boom, boom, right? Crazy happens. And that was day. She was in the competition. We got concerto competition. Becca was ready for everything. And I give it to her my score. She wants to copy everything. She took it. And I give it my folder, and I was so busy. It's my competition, you know. I'm like busy, so many. I didn't remember that year. It was like 125 students I'm dealing, and then I have to accompany her a second part. And of course, I never check my score, right? Because it was mine. So I put, and we playing. Middle of that, no pages. What happened? Missing. And I'm like sitting, I'm like, okay, what I should do? I don't know what's going on. She was keep playing, which was fun, and she looked at me, I said, okay, keep playing. So she was keep playing, and you know, finally I found a page which I could catch up her, because 2-3 pages was missing, gone. Well, Becca was probably printing and maybe didn't put, you know, and somewhere left. So anyway, we missed that. It was a huge transition, and I remember her mom, she was after competition, she said, now on, I'm going to check every score, everything. I said, fine, great. So, and after competition, she came up to me, she said, Dr. O. Because she's very, you know, her style is, you know, we have every student, or singers, instrumental, and semi-pianists, they have their style. So she's more like a, you know, like a Mozart style. We say like Mozart, more soft and fingers running and everything. And she said, I want to be strong. I want to play big pieces. I was like, sure, yeah, let's do it. I want to have a big repertoire, because we started working her for practicing her, start working repertoire for junior recital. And then, so we started doing it. It was great working. So junior recital. So junior recital, we are playing together, and she wrote her piece and the music. And guess what? What happened, Becca? She forgot it. The recital. I'm staying back. I'm like, I went upstairs, and she does her music. I'm going to copy. She was running, and people were. Becca. But today, did you get your music? No. So today I'm so glad she has everything. So 24 years to make sure she organized music. But for back into the, it's just like, you know, I love to talk and joke about my students and know that. And seriously, I feel like, and I know each of you probably know the most accomplished, one of the accomplished students who I love to watch all the time how their progress every year. And I would like to thank so much to her mom. Let's give it to her mom. Her sister, her brothers, because that's really important to have family who support you so well. I'd like to thank and to give it a big hand to Dr. Hester. She part of her 4 years degree, because all of courses and including her thesis, she was her another mama who helped and got through this degree. Let's give it to Becca, I think is a very talented and gifted, and we discovered one thing, it's writing music. She's become a very good and great composer, writing music, performed in the festival. Today she's going to have a very beautiful surprise for you, which is she's going to talk about that, because we include in the program a lot of accomplishment. You know, when you have during your 4 years you want to have some good accomplishment. We usually say competitions, and probably the highlights I can say she was won the Sonata contest for the mobile teachers, collegiate level. She recently, it's very proud of her, the state competition. I don't know, we didn't post it, usually everything posted on Facebook, which is good, but she won it's called Outstanding Honorable Mention, because the young artists, they pick only select one. And then Becca was basically second, so it's really proud of her. It's a whole state of Alabama. It was competing like 21 pianists, all category, undergrad, all of state of Alabama, so that was huge. But very important for her, I think it's really beautiful. She is going to perform this year at Carnegie Hall in June 13th. She was a winner to go, of course, Steinway Society competition, and she is one of the winner in collegiate level. So I'm really excited. I think it's kind of beautiful, wrapped up her degree. But I'm not sad, because Becca is staying and going to continue her master's degree. We're going to have a lot of more fun. I don't know how much music she's now she's not going to forget about that. That's good. I think I trained her very well. Music all the time with me. So let's give it a hand and enjoy beautiful music.
Before I forget, I'd like to thank everyone for coming here. It was a crazy ride to get to this day. As some of y'all might not know, the title for the theme that I picked was B, which is why it's on the title of my thing. And that is because everybody that I am performing for starts with a B. There's Beethoven, Brahms, Babajanian, and Becca. So, I hope you'll enjoy. Thank you very much for your support. with different artists. Singers are my current favorites, but also I've collaborated with an artist that I would like to welcome up here, the great Hannah Edge. So when I was preparing my recital last semester, I was trying to brainstorm what to do that was different, and one of the things that I came up with, well, no, actually, she kind of fell into my lap, because I was helping her currently in a performance, a play adaptation that I was acting in, and I was helping her paint or set up a set or something. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about how we wish that the art departments would collaborate more often, and that showed respect towards each other. And I got the idea, you have to make a painting for my recital, and it has to be based on my next composition. Which we need to go back and get, but yeah, be right back. She made this painting very much based on what I envisioned for my composition, which I'll get to in a minute, but I would like her to explain the process that she went through, because it was a fun process.
We started with just, we met one day in Java, and I just asked for anything and everything she could ever want on this. And the biggest things that I got were cats and chaos.
Yeah. I said yes.
Lots of bright colors. Really, I wanted it to feel really out of place. I wanted the colors to be cohesive enough to where it didn't feel like a bad painting, but I wanted things to stand out in a way that kind of made you go, oh, I wouldn't have thought of that color combination, or that feels weird. I don't know if I like it, you know. But yeah, I really want to capture the chaotic nature of cats and how they are quite untamable.
Yes, thank you very much. Now I will present my piece. Thank you very much, Hannah. Thank you. Okay, so chaos is the word for what we both had in mind. So over the past 4 years, I've also had another collaborator, which is not here today, sadly. Her name is Ditto. She's my beloved cat. So this is actually an arrangement based on a composition, an original composition for my cat. So for the past 4 years, I've been collecting little bits and pieces from when I was practicing. I figured out she hates Beethoven. As I was practicing that Beethoven, sometimes if she was hungry or she just hated it enough, she would run across the keyboard and come out with motifs that I decided to put into my composition. You'll hear motifs such as this. And I certainly tried. So here's Ditto. to the reason why I pursued music in the first place, which was my grandma. So my grandma, she passed away a few years ago from dementia, and while she was later on set, she was at the point where she did not remember my name. She just knew me as her little angel. She knew us as all of her little angels, us grandkids. I would, every time I would go up to see her, I would go play for her. I would give her this big concert, and she was the first person that I really gave concerts for. And even when she was pretty much gone, we didn't know, back wherever she went, and was not able to speak. After every single performance, she would get up and on her shaky legs, and then she would clap, and then that would be the only thing she would say in the entire week is, "That was beautiful, my angel." And then she'd get sit back down. And after every single long performance, she would beg me to play this one piece that I played for her all the time. And it does not match the theme, because it's a WC, it's Claire de Lune. But what does match it is that when she forgot her name, the only name she remembered by was B. So I'm going to get back to it over. It was playing for her that changed my relationship with music forever. And that was before I had my own journey with sickness. And I really learned the healing power of music and the power that it holds over everybody. here's snacks, cupcakes. Sorry. Yep, thank you guys.